DeMarvion, what's up, man? Two things. First, I want to ask you about on the field. How would you describe how your first three games have gone?
Me myself, I feel like I've done all right. As the season go on, I feel like I can get better. Will definitely get better. But it's like fall camp went. I was expecting how those first preseason games went, getting everything, getting back to the groove of thing, going against different opponents,
Yeah.
learning different stuff every week. So just getting better week by week. I feel like I've definitely got a lot of room to grow, but I feel like I'm on the right track.
Yeah. And then let me ask you about off the field. I've asked you before about NIL, how I think you're on the cutting edge of it. And I wanted to ask you about the tweet that you posted because you'd mentioned talking with Covert. And how did the process evolve to where you could get your mom a car? I think through NIL is what it looks like.
Yeah, it was through NIL. I'm real cool with some of the folks up there. One of the store manager, he went to my former high school some years before I did. So, it was the opportunity was there. He hit me up saying that they had something for me, and we was able to work out a deal. And, I was able to accomplish a dream that I've always dreamed of, and that was getting my mom a car. Thanks to COVID, they was able to let that happen, make that happen for me. And, but I'm handling it well. It's no distractions. Still focused on the season. But, it was something I always wanted to do.
John, hi, go ahead.
DeMarvion, what concerns do you have for Texas Tech, if any? And how forward are you guys looking to get back out there and play a team, especially after what happened with Arkansas, a team that's going to run it at you?
It's a good team. It's a big and physical team. They want to take shots down the field and they want to run it vertical. So it's our job as a defense to limit those explosive plays, make them drive the length of the field to make it hard on them to score. Because watching their games, most of their scoring came from big plays. So it's our job to limit those plays and, get our offense the ball. But they're definitely a good ball club. And we know that we're Texas, so we're going to get everybody's best shot. And we're looking forward to getting back on the field, especially after last week. It's still that little sour taste from week 2, but so we're ready to get back on the field.
Danny Davis, go ahead.
DeMarvion, passing wise, this is probably the best passing team y'all have faced so far this season. What do you see from Tech in their passing attack, and how would you grade how your defense has fared so far against the pass?
I graded fair. We still got a lot to improve on, and that's just something that gets better throughout the season. Going against different opponents, different wide receiver types. But as far as their pass game, like I said, they like to take shots. They're a vertical team. Every now and then they check it down to the tight end, let him get some action. But they want to get the ball to number 13. They want to take shots to number 13, and it's our job as the back of the defense to keep that from happening, put pressure in the quarterback face, and make them one-dimensional.
Nick, go ahead.
Yeah, DeMarvion, I actually kind of wanted to go back and ask again about, the whole deal with the car. What was that like, just that moment? What was your mom's reaction, and what did it mean to you to be able to, give something like that back to her?
My mom's a crier, so she definitely cried, she tell me all the time. I mean, she done told me thank you so many times, but she know how I feel about her, and that's how I was raised. Take care of mama. No matter what, I'm gonna take care of my mama. And I seen her sacrifice so much for me. My 21 years being on this earth, sacrifice so much for me and my siblings. Just feel good to be able to give a little back to her. I know it's not near what she's done for me, but I'm just glad I was able to do something for her.
Cole Thompson, go ahead.
DeMarvion, just want to get your thoughts on the secondary. What do you think that they're going to see this week, and how do you think that they progress, especially guys like Anthony and Brendan?
They definitely getting better every week as far as the whole defense. Coach Joe and Coach Gideon got them guys ready. We already know what to expect. They're going to take shots. They're going to try to get our eyes off our keys, and, they're going to try us deep. But I'm totally comfortable with saying that our secondary is ready. You know, they're up for the challenge, and you know, we just ready to get on out there on Saturday.
Brian, go ahead.
I think if I remember right, when the pandemic was over, or at least over as much as it is, you were one of the last players that came back from home because I think you had to work. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct.
What did you do?
I was actually working at Brookshire's, especially like a country HEB. I was unloading trucks, stocking shelves at the grocery store. Just back home helping mom and helping the fam because, she works at the school. So they was out at the time. And, I was doing everything I could to help her. So with the NIL, it's definitely big. I'm able to send money home, take care of mom, take care of the fam.
Mm-hmm. And just, that's the thing about it. There are a lot of other players who come from more fortunate backgrounds than you. Just how would you describe? I mean, football is your ticket, and how much is that motivating you?
First, I can just say I'm blessed. I was given the opportunity to play this wonderful sport at a young age, and as growing older, I saw it, like you said, that this was my ticket. This was the way I was going to help mom. This was the way I was going to, help my sisters and my brother. And I took it and ran with it, and I never looked back. So basically, coming from where I come from, I use it as a chip on my shoulder because not too many people get this opportunity. So I'm going to take full advantage of it.
Thank you, sir.
Last one, Chip, go ahead.
DeMarvion, what do you remember most about that game, that crazy game last year against Tech?
What I remember most, giving up a 79-yard touchdown. I missed that tackle. It was a thing. It was a horrible game for the defense. I remember that. But the fight that I saw that team with, I think it was like a little under 4 minutes left to go, down by 2 scores. The fight that I saw in the guys' faces, some of those guys are still here. And, we definitely remember that time. I think at the time ESPN had us a 1% chance of winning that game at that time. And we was able to come back, put in an overtime and go home with the dub. So just remembering the fight that I saw in the guys' face, the way we finished the game, didn't give up.
Hey, Roschon. Yesterday we were talking to Casey, and he was kind of going over how he studies film and kind of how much he puts into his prep work. And to me, it seemed like a lot. And I'm kind of wondering, is he Mr. Film, or am I just tripping? And that's how all you guys get down.
Casey definitely has his own personal habits that he's been doing over the years. Anybody that knows Casey knows that he's a very OCD type of person. Like he's very, how do I say? He's very meticulous about what he does. So when it comes to film, yeah, he watches it a lot. Everybody has their different types of ways that they go about it, but Casey, he's very OCD. So he does a lot when it comes to film. Yeah.
Mike Harge, go ahead.
Well, I wanted to ask you about, being back in the quarterback quote position to make that long run. I know you said after the game on Saturday it was a familiar position to you, felt like you were back at home. Was this something that you guys have been working on during the offseason, or was this something that was just brought up this game week for Rice?
Yeah, coach had some packages in for me back at that wildcat position. We didn't, I'm not gonna say we necessarily worked on it in the offseason, but just some different run fits to kind of take advantage of the defense. So Coach Sark does a great job of, like I said, getting the right people the ball in certain positions. And so whether that's wildcat for me or 20 personnel, 2 backs in the game, like he has a lot of different ways of doing that. So he just drew up a good package for this past week.
Jeff Jones, you're up.
Roschon, a moment ago, you just said that Casey's meticulous in everything he does. He's kind of OCD. We've heard about the film. Give me a few other examples of things that he's really detail oriented on.
It's literally everything. Like anybody that knows Casey, like if you walk in his you walk in his apartment, his bed is made, like he has all his clothes in line, color coded, and he's just OCD. Like he just does everything to a T, in a sense. So I mean, that's just the type of person he is, and ever since I met him, he's been like that. So.
Got it.
John High, go ahead.
Hey, Roschon, after you guys run all over Rice, after the Arkansas game, did the mindset for this team change or stay the same, or what?
I would say it changed in the sense that we knew what we had to do. Like we knew the mistakes that we made after we watched that game. We realized that we just didn't play up to our standard. Like we just literally did not play up to what we were capable of playing. And so all last week, the motive was just to play fundamentally sound football the way we know how to play it, regardless of the circumstance of the opponent. It don't matter. So I feel like we did a good job of getting back to the basics and just going hard at that, and not really getting outside of ourselves like we did in the Arkansas game.
Anwar, go ahead.
Hey, Roschon, typically as a quarterback that you were in high school, you guys don't do tons of heavy lifting because you want to have that mobility. I'm kind of curious, as you got on transition into the running back room, what kind of different lifts did you have to do to kind of develop a running back body as opposed to a quarterback body? And was that kind of did it take how much time did that take for you to get to where you wanted to be?
Yeah, I would definitely say I've always been a strong person. Even when I was playing quarterback, like I'm pretty sure like my highest bench my freshman year coming into college was like 330 something. Like I've always been a strong person. So and then with Yancey, with Coach McKnight, he did a great job of whether you play running back, quarterback, it didn't matter. You're going to be strong. So I mean, the transition wasn't really too much for me. I always like to put in extra work in the weight room when it comes to stuff like that. So I mean, that wasn't really a hard transition for me.
Cole Thompson, you're up.
Roschon, you saw Bijan go off against Rice, but you also saw a really great run from Keelan Robinson. What he's been able to do since coming in here, what's been the biggest strength of him, and what does he add to the value of the backfield for you guys?
Yeah, Keelan's a speedster. He can, like you saw, he can outrun angles. He can hit holes, and you can put him on different areas of special teams to take advantage of that too. So he's one of those backs that can, do a multitude of things for our team. And like you saw against Rice, he had some great runs and he had some good play in the back end on special teams.
Chip Brown, go ahead.
Roschon, what can you talk about the special teams mindset and how important they are to Jeff Banks and how guys view it maybe differently than they have in the past?
Yeah, definitely. Coach Banks does a great job. He doesn't play when it comes to special teams. He lets it be known that we're going to be the best special teams unit in the nation. And if we're not doing as such, he'll let us know about it. So I feel like he does a great job of just having that mindset every day in practice and making sure we're dotting our I's and crossing our T's. So I mean, he hones in on that. I mean, every day we have a special teams meeting to make sure we're on top of that, and we go hard at that just as much as offense and defense. So.
Got one last one. Danny Davis, you're up.
Yep, we got to see Jonathan for the first time last week. I'm kind of wondering your impressions from what you've seen from him and getting to practice alongside him, and your impressions on him as a young back.
Yeah, he has a lot of just natural ability, like you've seen. He just has a lot of natural ability just to break tackles and slip by tacklers. And I think that was evident. So I think he's going to be a great running back. He has all the tools in the world. He has the size, the speed, and the strength. As he develops, as he grows up a little bit, you're going to see more and more of his play elevate. So.
One last additional one. Chip Brown, you're up.
Hey, Roschon, one more thing on the special teams. How is it different, like in terms of practice, meetings, than in years past?
I feel like in years past, we've always tried to, capitalize on special teams and make sure that's a point of emphasis. So, but I would say this year, Coach Banks he has a different energy about him. I'm pretty sure if you ask anybody that's played for Coach Banks or has coached with him, He's a high energy guy. He makes sure like we're on top of what we're doing, and not only that, but we're dominating while we're doing it. So he does just a great job of just, you know, getting everybody to make sure that they're not taking special teams for granted, because like you saw in the Rice game, like it can be a game changer. Like it can really affect the whole output of the game.